Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out True Off My Chest. Story 1. My girlfriend weighs on my emotions too much and I don't know where leaving will lead me or her. Okay, so this is a throwaway account as everyone I'll talk about here does use Reddit. So, I'm just kinda your average high school student, male, turning 18 in a month or so and in my senior year. Ever since I want to say going into sophomore year, I have been in a relationship with my girlfriend, we'll call her Amy, 17F. Things with her have always been a little harsh on me as far as how emotional and sensitive she can be. As much as we have tried to talk and change that, I know that people don't change how they are that easily, if at all. Nothing against her, by the way, there is childhood trauma and other things such as family life to give an example, and that's perfectly okay, though I have come to the conclusion that just a relationship and an emotional baggage carrier won't help her. In the same light, I hesitate to leave as I don't know where that will lead her. The other thing is, I have this friend that I have known for 4 years or more, 22F, we'll call her Sam. Until about 2 months ago, my friendship with her was entirely online and remote. We would play games together and whatever else online friends do. She has been here for me through 2 rough breakups, both of which I was cheated on. That in it of itself brought me to be drawn more to her as a friend. Now however, Amy has been the longest running relationship I have had with anyone, but now I can tell that even after countless days of trying to fix things on multiple different occasions, I feel like she's just too much for me and I can't handle the emotional wear anymore. For a lot of these things, I would always go to Sam for advice about it as she would always be able to help me. Something else however has come up recently. Ever since meeting Sam in real life, I've developed feelings for more her than Amy. I seriously don't know how to react to that. I feel ashamed that I even feel that way. Our whole thing used to be that we would think of each other more as brother and sister than friends. So you can see the situation I'm in right now. I don't want to tell Sam anything as it's a relationship that I value more than literally anything at this point. However, I don't necessarily want to continue the emotional wear that Amy has on me. In the same light, I don't want to be alone and single either. I guess I'm putting this here because I have to write my thoughts down somewhere, and Amy and Sam are literally my entire support system at this point. Be the first to comment. Nobody's responded to this post yet. Add your thoughts and get the conversation going. Story 2. Today I realized I'm the evilest among my friends. I'm so upset and scared I just want to get it out. I'm not gonna tell the entire story, just know that I was gonna steal, keep, some money. Someone I didn't know made a mistake and send some money, about a month of my paycheck, to my bank account. So I thought I'd wait, and if no one showed up after a month I'll keep the money. The thing is, I could easily just send back the money without them saying because I could see their name and card number. But I didn't. Today I told my friends about it and they got mad at me and said I'm a jerk and that I don't have empathy. The thing is, I know I was being a jerk, but deep down I was okay with it. Even now that I feel guilty, I know it's because I'm afraid of losing my friends and I'm afraid people see through me and see the darkness I've been hiding my entire life. Truth is, I always knew I'm capable of doing horrible things without feeling guilt. This is the least of them. I've always been the good person, but just because I was afraid of rejection probably. I can't say I don't have the sense of empathy, but it's been too weak and I should really try to feel that towards people. I don't know if there is something wrong with me, but even if there is, it's just a problem because most of people are not like that. I don't know. Story 3. My mom changed my college courses. Okay, so this is just kinda dumb, but my mom changed the courses I was taking. She did by just changing my first choice to what my second choice was, then putting my first choice as my second. It's kind of a minor change and it's probably my fault, because I didn't write the application. And when I told her about why she changed it, she said that it was a better course. After that I just went to my room and cried for a bit because I kind of felt robbed of my decision. It's all I have to say, thanks for listening. Story 4. I fought back, not my proudest moment, but I did it. TW, little violence, no in-depth. I, 18F, live with my mother, 49F. For backstory, my parents got divorced when I was younger, around 9 years old. My father cheated on my mother with multiple women. Ended up marrying his mistress. My mother was left broken after the divorce, took her anger out on me. I would go to school, come home, get beat with objects, go to sleep, back to school. I always showed up in bruises. No one asked what was wrong. I'm not complaining, at the time it made me happy that no one asked. I was simply doing my studies, going through the same cycle. Yes, I was being abused, but in my culture, it was extremely normal. So I never questioned it. I was always just meant to accept it. I went into college, I was doing well. Until recently. I dropped out of college cause one of the teachers threw something at me, and the college wasn't doing anything. I wanted to change my education line anyway. I am an artist, I have my art hung up all over my room and I keep a hidden sketchbook. The day I dropped out and told my mother, she acted all sweet. I came home, my room was torn to shreds. I was so sad, the drawings I spent hours on, ripped up. My clothes, on the floor. My mom proceeded to insult me, telling me how I was good for nothing, and grabbed one of my figurines. As soon as she hit me, something snapped, I kicked her in the stomach. She was in pain for a few seconds, then tried to elbow me in the face. I bit her, hard. I drew blood. At last, I pushed her into my dresser, and she didn't do anything. It wasn't my proudest moment, and I don't know what came over me to do this. But I needed to get this off my chest. I've been through so much, and my other family members hate me RN. Thank you for reading. Story 5. The friendship is over and I couldn't be happier. Short and sweet, throw away. I had a falling out with a friend earlier this year. She was pretty controlling and was my way or the highway. I cut things off and I know it was rough for both of us. Recently I have been thinking a lot about the relationship and my part in the falling out. I had also just reconnected with an old friend and I, being naive, thought I could do it with this friend as well. I had been romanticizing the friendship for some reason lately. I reached out with an apology for my part, which was a huge mistake. She came back pretty harshly, which I expected, but it reminded me of exactly why we ended things in the first place. She is completely unable to take responsibility for her actions, pretty crazy being a cheater in a marriage and still trying to take the high road. Her last message to me is exactly what I needed to move on. It was immature and a mistake to reach out. When things are done they are done and I learned my lesson. But I am glad I did since I now realize what I am not missing. Story 6. If you've been following my situation, here's an update. So my wife confirmed cheating on me Friday. We stayed up all night back and forth about pain, guilt, and she ended up deciding to go to inpatient treatment for mental health. She's working on herself, and I'm trying to do the same. She says she still wants to stay married, and today is our 11-year anniversary of being together. Tomorrow she is getting discharged and when I spoke to her on the phone she forgot it was our anniversary. I kinda blew up about the whole situation and started with the what can I do to be better? Why did you do that? How could you do that? It ended on a better note, but how can I stay out of my own head to give her the support she needs, while also working on myself and being the best dad I can be? Why do I still love her? Yeah, I'm very angry. I thought of cheating to make things even but I don't know if that's the right answer either. I am seeing a therapist, but with Thanksgiving on Thursday I won't speak with that person until next week. How can I not be so in my head and all about me and how I feel? 'Cause that's only going to drive the divide. Story 7. My girlfriend is pregnant and she broke up with me. So my now pregnant ex-girlfriend broke up with me 3 months ago. She's 6 months pregnant. Yes, it's mine. I was her world and she was my world. It's a recent relationship, we're both on the 20s and we were dating each other since September and in February we discovered that she was pregnant. At the beginning we both didn't know if we were keeping the baby or no, but I always reassured her that things would be fine if we keep the baby. To give you some context about my life, she's a cashier and in January I dropped out of uni and I was looking for a job and it took me 2 months to get one, and I was really trying and it was annoying and she was starting to say that I wasn't doing enough and how come I still didn't had a job and stuff like that. So the week after we knew she was pregnant she broke up with me because I said that for me it's easier for me to tell first a friend of mine rather than my parents. She got angry and said I can't be with a guy that has values like that and broke up with me, by text. I took my car, drove to her home, we talked, I apologized for that and everything was cool. 3 weeks later we had our first baby checkup. I went to pick her up, she was 10 minutes late. All I said was you gotta prepare yourself better. Then she got angry and started to say that I don't know shit about what she was doing and that I'm always doing stupid. Story 8. I like to help people. My son's father never wanted to be in our lives, not physically or financially, but when my son was small my son's father's father died, grandfather. My son's father came knocking on my door crying on my shoulder asking if I could borrow him $300 to get a suit for the funeral. I gave it to him and never heard from him again. This is me always wanting to help. Story 9. Recently I have had a dreading feeling something bad will happen to my dad. Advice? Story 10. Friends care about me more than my family. So recently it was my birthday. My friends at work threw me a party and surprised me with a cake and gifts specifically selected for me. I come home. My husband never makes the effort to come up with an idea about what to get me. So I just tell him what I want. Years before, he tried to give me money so I can go and just get what I want myself. I refused and told me to make that minimal effort of getting the present himself. So, this year I tell him what I want, and where to get it. He goes to a completely wrong place, wonders why the item I wanted was not there, and then gets me a crap gift. My kids, 7, didn't even bother to make a card. The same kids that I make sure they make a card for every friend's birthday, their dad's, my husband's birthday, their grandma's and grandpa's birthday, just for me, nothing. Both my husband's and kids' birthdays were very recently, and I as always took all the time, money and effort to get them multiple gifts, picked especially according to their wishes and needs. But they don't even seem to come near the idea that maybe I would like to experience the same level of care. This is not about expensive gifts, this is about showing you care. In the same time, people who I like but who I don't consider to be as close and important as my own family seem to go the extra mile to make this day super special for me. Shouldn't it be the other way around? That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.